Hi, I'm Ed Zynda, and this is What the Funk. In this video, we're going to talk about ERC-4626, the Tokenized Vault Standard. We'll talk about what it is and why it's important. But first, if you're new to the channel, here at What the Funk, we talk about all things Web3 and blockchain development. If that's something that you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure to click that bell notification icon so you can stay up to date whenever I post a new video. All right, let's get into it. So tokenized vaults on Ethereum aren't actually a new thing. Protocols like Yearn, which is a yield optimizer, allow you to deposit your tokens into vaults, and while those tokens are deposited, you can earn yield on those tokens. Aave and Compound do something similar with their borrowing and lending contracts. The thing that all these protocols have in common is that when you deposit your DAI, your USDC, or ETH, you receive a vault token in return. This vault token acts as kind of an IOU. For some of these protocols, you actually accrue more of the vault token as you have your underlying tokens staked over time. When you want to retrieve your original underlying token, you just exchange the IOU or vault token and get the original tokens back. The problem with these protocols is that there is no unifying standard. There's a lot of talk in the DeFi space about being composable and all this talk about money Legos. But it's very hard to build things from different protocols if these money Legos don't actually fit together. ERC-4626 is a game changer and attempts to solve this problem. So again, what are vaults? Vaults are just simply smart contracts. Their purpose is to accrue yield as you lock your tokens inside. Each vault can have its own strategy for accruing yield, but that's just an implementation detail. So an example would be depositing your DAI into a vault and receiving VDAI in return. Over time, as your DAI accrues value, you receive more VDAI. This VDAI is then able to be exchanged later to retrieve actual DAI. VDAI would be an example of the actual vault token or yield-bearing token. A yield-bearing token represents fractional ownership of the overall pool of DAI locked into the contract. If the value of the amount of tokens in the vault grows, then the value of your yield-bearing token actually grows because you actually own a stake in this pool. So as I mentioned before, if you want to build an app that integrates both Aave, Compound, and Yearn, you need to write a bunch of different adapters in order to integrate with those contracts because there is no standard way to do so. ERC-4626 actually lays out a standard interface that every tokenized vault should adhere to. So firstly, every tokenized vault should be an ERC-20 token by default. On top of that, ERC-4626 adds a series of other methods that can be called on this contract. So for example, you have a total assets method. This will show the total amount of the underlying token managed by the vault. Another method is the convert to shares method. This method lets you know how many yield-bearing tokens you will get in exchange for the underlying token. The convert to assets method does just the opposite. The actual standard is pretty lengthy and I'm not going to go through it in detail in this video. I'll just link it in the description below. But because this new standard is quickly being adopted by new protocols, we can expect to see a number of huge benefits in the DeFi space. First, you're going to see a huge increase in interoperability. It's going to drastically reduce development time when developers try to integrate other protocols. This also helps with security as everybody is basically coding to the same standard and auditors know what to look for. And because of this standardization, there's no reinventing the wheel, and this allows for more innovation in the space. And that's it. Like ERC-20, ERC-4626 is an important Lego in the DeFi space. I myself am looking forward to using it in some of my own projects and seeing it in other projects as well. I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you'd like to see me cover ERC-4626 in more detail in another video, leave a comment below. If you have any comments or questions, also leave those down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe as that helps the channel. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.